Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this video. In this one I will compare a stereo pairing of two HomePods, second generation, to a pair of Totem Sky powered by the Heat Elixir. This beautiful amp, and the source is the Argon Audio Solo powered by the project Accu Box S2, because this thing is a game changer. So now this might look off or sound off to compare these two pairings, but I did because I wanted to hear the difference. I wanted to know if Apple reinvented the speaker like they reinvented the phone more than 15 years ago, or about 15 years ago. So first have a listen and decide which pairing sounds better. I will give you some songs, and I know I should have compared these HomePods to maybe the Catalyst XLT or the Q Acoustics M20 HD, or price-wise to the M40 HD, but I don't have them. I only have these speakers, and these are tiny speakers in the hi-fi world. And the speakers, the amp is tiny too, so it isn't that bad of a comparison regarding the size of both pairings of both pairs. So without further ado, let's go to the sound demos.
All it takes is one flight. We be in the same time zone. Looking through your timeline, seeing all the rainbows. All it takes is one flight. We be in the same time zone. Looking through your timeline, seeing all the rainbows. At the diner on the corner, I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee. And he feels it on the hallway, and before I even the diner on the corner, I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee. And he feels it on the hallway, and before I even argue. But it's much too late. You're perfectly wrong for me, and that's why it's so hard to leave. Yeah, you're perfectly wrong for me, but it's much too late. You're perfectly wrong for me, and that's why it's so hard to leave. Yeah, you're perfectly wrong for me. I know what you want to say. Tell me, does she kiss like me? Do you wish that we ended differently? Come on. Tell me, does she kiss like me? Do you wish that we ended differently? Come on. Tell me, can she...
So this was the comparison, all the demos. I hope the copyright problem will not be too big, not too much songs will be banned. But this is it. Now, of course you can't hear what I hear here, but I have no doubt that you will get some differences. So there was a YouTuber, I think his name or his channel's name is I Know Review. I think it's a German guy. And he reviewed these HomePods, second generation. And he said, and he talked like an audiophile. He said, oh, I like the sound of these HomePods, but I wish there was more mid-range. And obviously, in this case, he knew what he was talking about, because the mid-range is really recessed with and veiled with the HomePods. If this is a V-shape, I don't know how anyone could like this. Because the voice of a singer is just too important of a piece in a song. I don't know. Now, on their own, they are quite enjoyable, the HomePods. But I don't know. Even no. Now, in my case, I am too greedy when it comes to the mid-range. I need it. I want it, and if there is not enough mid-range and not a natural mid-range, natural sounding voices and instruments and so on, then I don't like it. And with some songs, especially with Dominique and her songs like Birds, the HomePods sound quite good. And with some pop songs too. And then again, there are songs where the voice of the singer is just far behind and somehow metallic sounding and coming from another room. And I don't get it. Now, I tried the HomePods using Dolby Atmos, or this trick for a bigger image, and so with and without. Yes, the trick is nice with Dolby Atmos. It's some elements sound like they're coming from the wall and so on. I like that. That is fun. This holographic imaging. I wouldn't call it holographic imaging. It is just like a trick to make it immersive. There is just no comparison whatsoever to a good imaging speaker like the Totem Sky. Instrument separation, center image, depth, and so on. It is just so. The HomePod didn't reinvent the speaker. That is for sure. There is just a no to that question. And when it comes to tone, when it comes to separation, like I said, even the bass, I listened to. Now, this demo was with reduced bass, because in my room, and I have quite a lot absorption material and so on here. A lot of furniture, pillows, and so on. And with bass on and not reduced, in my taste, it was unbearable to listen to these speakers with that. This was just the cheapest Bose vibes I could get. With reduced bass, it was much better, but still not even close to the level of a good stereo system. And I know some of you might say, I don't have to test that. I know that without testing. Okay, I'm not that way. I don't assume. I just want to hear it in my room. That's why I bought 2 HomePods, 2nd generation, and I wanted to hear in my room. So now I know I would not do it again with this pair. Maybe with a 3rd generation or whatsoever. I wish just Apple would release a pair of active speakers like the Kev LS50 or Buchard A500 or something like that. Better sounding than these. Because I have no doubt they could hire someone like Andrew Jones or whomever to lead that project and give us amazing active speakers. Just imagine MoFi SourcePoint 4 from Apple, something like that, active with room correction and so on and so forth. I mean, Andrew Jones did design active speakers, and they were called Elac Nevis, I think, with the Bash amp technology. So he did that, and they sound quite good. I have no doubt that he could lead such a project. And I mean, there are so many speaker designers out there. So I have no doubt Apple could, if they wanted to do something that is more appealing to stereo listeners and home theater watchers and listeners. Now, In this case, I have no doubt I did forget to mention things I noticed while listening. From bass to treble, especially in the mid-range, the Totem Sky is just worlds above the HomePod second generation. And I think it is a missed chance by Apple. So yes, I could EQ the sound of the HomePod, but in this case I just took the sound the way it is with reduced bass, because like I said, without reduced bass it would just then I wouldn't compare these two, because the HomePod's second generation with bass on don't sound good. So with reduced bass, it is enjoyable with some songs, I have to admit. And the reason I did this comparison is I wasn't biased. That is one thing I want to mention and stress that point. I wasn't biased. I was even hoping for a big surprise. But yes, it's the way it is. And bass is so much more audiophile, so much more real with every instrument with the Totem Sky. I hope in my next video I will compare the Totem Sky to a bigger speaker, which is quite unfair in this case, because I have the Cabas Murano here, and I mean these are at a level of the Totem Element Ember, so it will be unfair, but I can only compare the speakers I have, and this is my journey. I want to find my dream sound, you know. I'm not so much into music, I'm not so much into speakers and so on, but when I will listen to music once a year, it has to sound unbelievably realistic in tone and speed and rendering of instruments, and if there is a voice, even if I watch a film, I just want it to sound real. If there is a thunder or whatever, it has to be realistic. And one thing I didn't mention, but I will at the end, if I pair the Totem Skies to the Unico Primo by Unison Research, the gap between these two systems gets even bigger. So the Heat Elixir, the small ampere, is really amazing in tone, and so is the Unico Primo, and the Unico Primo is even faster and punchier with the bass. And with that speaker, it is hard to believe that the sound is coming from a tiny speaker like the Totem Sky. So thank you very much. Have a nice day or night whenever you watch this, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.